I'm sitting here with my dear friend, old buddy, Mr. Mick Fleetwood. Wow, Mick, where did you buy all these paintings? Did people give them to you? Or
no, this is actually a part of a continuum of, originally it was a gallery, and then about a year ago, this gallery here is a sort of annex part, which is the Morrison Hotel Gallery, and they specialize in rock and roll photography, as you can see.
It's a real deal.
Yeah, it is the real deal. It's sort of quite daunting in a way.
It kind of weakened me when I walked in, because, you know, I'm Sammy Hagar, you know, I felt like I was up for this thing, and I walk in here and see all these legends, I'm going,
so I get to put like my own band on the wall.
I'm not worthy to be here, but I am here, and I'm going to interview Mick. So let's get right to it. To me, being near and dear to my heart, how do you enjoy having your own restaurant and music hall?
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy in terms of, I'm a player, you're a player, singer. We know where that energy comes from. So yes, this is a restaurant, and in your own world you have a similar ingredient, you know, with your own place. So it's always a foil to fulfill that part of you which never stops, which is, it wouldn't be that, it's talking to your wife, it's like going like, well, it's not that long before he's going to be back on some stage somewhere. Yeah. So this is part of that. We run a great restaurant, we have the gallery and so forth, but selfishly, it's a place, as we're going to be getting into a little later, where I can grab you and we can do what we love to do, which is to play and be around music.
It's very, very special, very spiritual.
Very
but
special.
Speaking of going on tour, so how, I mean, at your age, like you said, you're working harder than ever, and I'm not criticizing you because I'm as stupid as you.
I think I'll come up with a new title for the show. I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, he's not either. But it's for you to go out with Fleetwood Mac and how long did you do that last tour? It was
about 18 months.
18 months.
On and off.
Yeah, and then you turn around and you go out with the Mick Fleetwood Blues Band.
I went straight back down to Australia, the Blues Fest, about 4 months, no, less than 4 months afterwards, and did Australia and New Zealand, and I just recently did, in fact, I was in communication with you from the back of a bus, and that was a comedic moment in itself. I love to play, and as you know, Fleetwood Mac was a blues band with Peter Green back in the day, 1967. So anytime I get a chance to do that, within reason, I go out with the blues band. Elements of that, of the players are playing with the band tonight.
And what do you get from the Mick Fleetwood Blues Band that you don't get from Fleetwood Mac? Or, I mean, I know it's not a financial thing.
A bus trip. No.
Well, you could say, but do you have some kind of musical expression freedom, or you just like to go back to your roots of playing the blues?
I get more freedom.
Yeah.
And I'm a rock and roll drummer, and to whatever avail that is, my home and my training ground, boot camp, was playing blues and rock and roll.
Raised on
not that
early
Fleetwood Mac isn't a rock and roll band, but it's a lot more conformed to certain disciplines. Here, if I want to get up off the drum kit and walk forward and tell a Shaggy Dog story, I'm able to do that. And as a player, there is more freedom for me.
I'm really impressed. I mean, it's like, they obviously love what you're doing. When I hear you play drums, I know you love what you're doing.
Love it.
Fleetwood Mac, of course, got to talk about Fleetwood Mac. And there's so many incarnations. Do you feel like the luckiest man in the world to have had so many shots at it and had disastrous things happen and come back and come back? I get goosebumps on my arm. Look at this. I'm not jiving you. Thinking about how wonderful that is. It's just you. I mean, it's just God is just shining on you.
If you read a manual or a blueprint, you would say this is actually not possible, and it's all lies. It could not have happened. It could not have happened like that. And if it did, the players in the play wouldn't have survived. And somehow the band has survived, really against hopeless odds. Mostly, in truth, created by ourselves. And they've all been highly emotionally charged. Point taken, and we have survived, and happily, all 5 of us of that incarnation, the band that we're talking about with Stevie and Lindsay and John and Chris and myself, were intact and planning a tour about a year from now, where will be another 2-year stint.
Unbelievable. Did you ever dream it? I mean, is it beyond your dreams? Correct.
It's
it has
totally
to be.
beyond, and I am incredibly thankful
Right
that I've lived out my dream. I have if it all stopped tomorrow, and seemingly it won't, I have no complaints. You know, I've done what I dreamt of doing, which is far and few between. Do people get that bestowed on them? So I'm happy.
I got to say, Mick,
chap.
it's like I've known you for quite a while. I don't know, not that long, but as soon as I got to meet you, the first thing I was so impressed with is that you're sane. It's like, the man is sane after having a band named after him. You know, being the namesake of a band is enough pressure to put anybody in the hospital.
Well, you might have noticed there's a little.
Are you the leader of the band? Fleetwood Mac. Is Mick Fleetwood the leader of that band, do you think?
I think I'm the dude that never gave up. So in that context, I'm trying not to be I, me, mine about it. But that has been my function. You know, I haven't been the songwriter in this band, but my song would be, I would equate it to saying, my song has been that I haven't given up on something that I love so much. So in a way, from that respect, it's the leader of the cheering cheerleader that never gave it up, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay, I have my little thing here that I like to do with people, so I don't want you to. If you don't like this, Mick,
If I start sweating,
you don't
I can
have.
leave, right?
Yeah, if you don't want to commit, so you don't have to. But to me, this says a lot about a person.
Okay.
When I say, you know, it's like left or right, yin or yang, black or white, you know, right? So it's like, so
Okay.
Beatles or Stones?
Stones.
Percussion or melody?
Melody.
That's surprising. Porsche or Ferrari?
Porsche.
Tequila or rum?
Rum.
It's British. Lindsay or Peter?
Both.
Ah, I knew it. I knew you couldn't do it. I knew you couldn't. So, Mick, why don't you show me around your place? I want to see some of my memorabilia.
Yeah.
I want to, you know, like feel the soul of this place, and then we'll get up there and play some music and jam and stuff, right?
Boom.
Bam. Hey, we'll be right back with some of that.
And this is an Austin 7, which was our sort of Model T Ford in England.
And this is your car.
This was my second car in London. Used to go to my gigs in it, and it's called lettuce leaf because it's
Obviously, though, you had this seat was out and you sat here to drive it,
no,
correct?
I'm telling
Those
you.
big long legs
Look.
are not. Oh no, Mick, don't do it. No, Mick, don't do it. We'll never get you out. Oh no, we just lost Mick. Show's over. There it is. Now he's stuck in the car.
It's like
Unbelievable. This is really cool. It's really classy.
and it's got some local artists we feature, which has been a real thrill. Some of my pictures
some
up
of
here.
your drums. Did you take these pictures?
Yeah, the long and winding road and all that. This is in Hana. So a lot of Hawaiian and English landscapes and stuff. So I had fun. I actually ended up putting some more stuff of personal things. And that's how the car got in here. And people love it.
Should we go upstairs?
Yeah. So this was our restaurant, but today it's the scene of the crime.
So this is where you normally serve food.
Yeah, and on the roof.
Upstairs, we've got handcrafted cocktails, we've got culinary excellence, casual, elegant atmosphere. Down here in the gallery and in the store, it was created a year after the restaurant opened because people wanted to take a little bit of something home. Morrison Hotel Gallery, the first gallery opened up 15 years ago in New York City. It's all fine art, music, photography. A lot of people call it rocker photography, but there's all different genres of music spanning 40 years. Very iconic images. The music and memories is incredibly strong. People come into our gallery and they see these images on the wall, and just like yesterday, it's real again, and it gets emotional. And it's wonderful to be able to pair that together.
Come on, man, everybody put your hands together for the house shakers over here. Mr. Mick Fleetwood over there. And the Beach Bar Rum Man over here. It's a Sammy Hagar, people, come on.
Oh! It's the winning king!
It's an honor.
So we gotta be honest with y'all, we just rehearsed all of these songs within the last 20 minutes before y'all came in. So, you know, we expect a standing ovation after every tune.